Hey, all you heroes and sheroes, King of the Mountain? Not so fast. The title isn't just handed out, it's earned through grit and determination. Truckers have a love-hate relationship with mountains. The towering peaks and deep valleys are both a trucker's dream and nightmare. We love the scenery, the challenge, the bragging rights at the top. The sense of accomplishment when you reach the summit is unparalleled. But some mountains, they ain't messing around. They test your skills, your patience, and your nerve. Monteagle Mountain in Tennessee? Yeah, that's one of them. It's notorious among truckers for its steep grades and sharp curves. Just ask any trucker who's ever white-knuckled it down that eastbound slope. The stories they tell are filled with tension and relief. You see, Monteagle ain't just a mountain, it's a test, a rite of passage. It's where truckers prove their mettle. And for some unfortunate souls, it's a career ender. One wrong move, and it could be all over. The grade, the curves, the sheer drop-offs, it's enough to turn a seasoned trucker's hair white. Every turn is a potential hazard. But here's the thing about Monteagle. It demands respect. You can't take it lightly, or it will take you down. You don't just conquer this mountain. You survive it. It's a battle of wits and willpower. You learn to work with it, to anticipate its every twist and turn. It's a dance between man and nature. And if you do that, if you keep your wits about you and your rig under control, you just might make it down in one piece. And that, my friends, is the true mark of a king of the mountain. Back in the day, taming Monteagle was a whole different beast. It wasn't just a challenge, it was a test of both man and machine. We're talking about trucks with less horsepower than a modern minivan and brakes that faded faster than a summer tan. These trucks were built tough, but they had their limits. Downshifting was an art form. And Jake brakes? Those were practically unheard of back then. Well, let's just say those were the days when noise complaints could get you a whole lot more than a grumpy neighbor. The roar of the engines was a constant companion. Truckers used to stay in the lowest gear they had and let gravity drag them down. It was a slow, nerve-wracking descent. Others would ride their brakes the whole way, the smell of burning asbestos filling the air. The heat from the brakes could be felt even inside the cab. And yeah, there were accidents. Some were minor, but others were catastrophic. There was a truck graveyard in one spot where trucks would go over the side and they would just leave them there. Wasn't no good way to bring them out, and they were mangled and useless. Some folks learned the hard way that Monteagle don't play. It was a mountain that demanded respect and skill. Oh, my beer. So technology's come a long way, right? We got trucks now with more gadgets than a spaceship and brakes that could stop a runaway train. But here's the thing about mountains. They don't care about your fancy tech. Sure, those Jake brakes and engine retarders help, but gravity's still got a vote. And let's be honest, technology can be a double-edged sword. More power means more speed, and more speed on a mountain, well, you do the math. Distracted driving's a problem everywhere, but up on Monteagle, a moment's inattention can have some pretty serious consequences. Section 4 runaway trucks, better a ramp than a ravine. You ever seen a runaway truck ramp? They're not something you come across every day. Not exactly a scenic overlook, let me tell you. These ramps are built for one purpose only. It's a big old patch of gravel and dirt or deep sand angled uphill and designed to do one thing: stop a truck that's lost its brakes. It's a lifesaver in the truest sense. And let me tell you, seeing one of those ramps means one thing: somebody screwed up. Big time. Just this year, a young trucker, fresh out of driving school, learned about Monteagle the hard way. It's a lesson he won't soon forget. Lost his brakes coming down the mountain and panic set in. Imagine the fear gripping him as he realized what was happening. Luckily, he kept his head, remembered his training, and steered his rig straight into that ramp. Training kicked in at the right moment. Walked away without a scratch, but I guarantee you that kid won't forget Monteagle anytime soon. It's a story he'll be telling for years to come. Section 5. The Art of the Controlled Fall. Respect the descent. Driving down Monteagle is like walking a tightrope. It's all about balance, control, and anticipation. You gotta know when to downshift, when to feather the brakes, when to let the engine do the work. You gotta read the road, feel the truck, and for God's sake, keep your eyes peeled for those S-curves. It's a dance, really. A delicate dance with gravity and inertia. And when you get it right, when you feel that big rig humming along under control, that's when you know you're earning your stripes as a trucker. Section 6 ramps. A trucker's best friend, not a sign of weakness. Some folks see those runaway ramps as a sign of defeat, a crutch for drivers who can't handle the mountain. But let me tell you, that's a load of bull. Those ramps are there for a reason: to save lives. They're a testament to the power of this mountain and a reminder that even the best of us can make mistakes. So, if you ever find yourself barreling down Monteagle, brakes gone soft, and that pit in your stomach growing by the second, don't hesitate. Hit that ramp. Your pride might take a hit, but you'll live to tell the tale. Section 7. Monteagle still standing, still testing, still demanding respect. Monteagle Mountain ain't going anywhere. It's a constant reminder that no matter how advanced our technology gets, nature always has the final say. It's a test of skill, a measure of courage, and a lesson in humility. So next time you hear a trucker talking about Monteagle, listen up. You might just learn a thing or two about respect, resilience, and the raw power of nature, because that mountain, it's a legend for a reason, and it ain't done teaching us lessons yet. Chapter 8. Consequences of skipping safety ramps. Do y'all remember that wreck 2 years ago in Colorado where the driver blew past the safety ramp and unalived some people? That's the result of skipping ramps. Chapter 9. Looks like they are learning. Well, it looks like these new breeds are starting to learn. This happened just last week on Monteagle. 2 in 1 week had to use the ramp. I'm glad they're learning what the runaway truck ramp is for. Chapter 10. Learn how to stay out of that situation. It would be better if they would learn how to avoid having to use it. Whatever gear you can climb any mountain in, you go down at least 1 gear lower, and 2 gears lower is even better. Then you will not have the need of them ramps. So many times I see these refugee drivers blowing down the mountains like it's nothing, and then see them smoke their brakes trying to shut down. Now you would think they would learn the first time, but they do it over and over again. Sounds like insanity to me. Have you ever cooked your brakes on a mountain? Comment below what you did to solve the situation. Catch you another way, another day.